I don't even know how to describe what I just witnessed. It's gonna be so hard for me to put together a coherent review. The world God only knows, Goddess Art,神のみぞ知るセカイ, Megami Hen, episode 11. This was an amazing, superb episode. Again, this season has been incredible overall. Just looking back on it, we only have one more episode left next week with episode 12, and another brilliant episode, 10 out of 10. I can't escape the 10 out of 10 rating. There might have been a few things that annoyed me here and there that might drop it off, but then you just got hit with something even better, and it just made me even forget about things like that. The whole episode was basically about, Keima going after Ayumi, trying to conquest Ayumi once again, and Chihiro and Haqua are tailing them, kind of helping them out. Haqua and Nora are keeping Vintage off of them everywhere they go, because the Vintage are about to enact their final plan. They're capturing all the goddesses, and they're looking for the last ones. So Vintage are scouring the whole city looking for them, and the whole time Keima's really just trying to get the point across that he loves Ayumi and have her, fall for him again. And it was just brilliantly done, step by step. When he first goes over there and she's taking a bath and whatnot, and he kind of falls over there and gets all wet, wipes his face off with her panties and shit. That was hilarious. I was dying from that moment throughout the end of the episode. I was just loving the episode. Oh my goodness, it was crazy. And just the different ways, different places they were bouncing around, the different interactions between them is really making me like the concept and the prospect of Ayumi and Keima, especially just Ayumi this episode and the previous episodes this season, because we haven't seen much of her except for her role in the band and her role in the first season. We haven't really seen too much development lately until really the biggest push for her character has been this season, and I'm just in love with Ayumi at this point. Still a huge Chihiro fanboy, don't get me wrong, I'm still the biggest Chihiro fanboy. So even when in this episode Chihiro I thought she was going off the deep end there, succumbing to jealousy and shit, telling Ayumi that Kasaragi's a liar and all this shit, playing the recording for her that she took. I was just like, Chihiro, how could you do something like this? And even as I was saying that, I still loved her. I was just pissed that she was succumbing to jealousy. But no, it wasn't that. I understood where she was coming from when she's saying, oh, she's looking out for her friend. She wants, Keima to be honest and sincere about her and not just treat this like a game, which is what Keima's been doing. He hasn't been playing any video games this whole time, and he's completely focused his dating sim reality onto the real world and onto this situation with the Vintage and the goddesses now. And while he's taking it 100% seriously and trying to save the world at that, save the balance of, hell, earth, heaven, the whole thing, he's still treating it like a game, because that's how he operates, and Chihiro doesn't like that. I understand where she's coming from. You can't be fake at all given times, and at some point you have to be real about your feelings and your emotions. So I really liked all the different things going on in this episode. Haqua looking like a badass. You see Lune at the beginning of the episode, throughout the different times you see her, like when she comes out of the convenience store and Ayumi and Keima are sitting right there. I was just like, oh shit, there's about to be a confrontation right here. They somehow managed to get away from that with Nora coming in to save them. But Lune just looks sadistic, twisted, insane. That smile at the end when she's confronting Haqua, Lune just looks crazy. Lune looks like a badass. I cannot wait to see what she does in the upcoming episode. But the biggest impact that this episode has, aside from all the jokes, which were great, animation was looking beautiful, the whole setup and pacing was great, but the biggest impact was the talk of marriage between Ayumi and Keima, and that whole scenario escalated so quickly. When he shows up on the horse, then she drags him inside her house and tells her parents that they're getting married, and the whole repeated confession thing, like a little bit of that got annoying to me, and it was kind of slightly pushing the ridiculousness of the situation, because that the world God only knows likes to do ridiculous over-the-top jokes from time to time. But even when the parents are like, we're like, this is stupid, we're going to sleep, that's when it kind of lost me there. And I wanted to fall back on the episode a little bit there. I was just like, might have to give this like a 9.5, a 9. But then you see just things like shock value with like the spear that the Vintage showed that seems to, impale Nora, when it wasn't really her, it was just, her raiment. But it was just crazy. You had all these characters in the episode. You had Ryo showing up, Nora moving around, Lune. We got to see Elsie quite a bit, you know, in her canon role, being typical Elsie. Nikaido moving about behind the scenes and everything, looking over Elsie and all that. And I'm definitely like 100% certain that Akari and Nikaido working together as demon and buddy now. Like, that's just how I see it. There's no way around it. That has to be the case, and they're definitely working to go against this vintage plot as well on Keima's side here. So I'm just really interested to see what happens next. How Keima actually convinces Ayumi to you know, fall for him, and how the conquest will end. What is going to go on with this whole talk of marriage? Because I don't know if this is getting to a serious level, or if this is just all to the conquest. And what's going to happen when all this is resolved? Are, you know, conquest's memories going to go away with like the loss of the goddesses? Or, you know, is everybody going to remember this? The only thing that I'm really happy about is that Chihiro is in on everything. She understands a lot more than anybody else what is going on, aside from the, you know, the goddesses that are already, and their hosts that already know what's going on, but they're all captured at this point. But Chihiro is the only one of his past conquests that does not currently have a goddess that is completely up to date and knows what Katsuragi has been doing generally this whole time. So I'm interested to see what she does from there as well. But just love the episode overall. The jokes, the animation, the developments, the wow factor. We have Lune versus Haqua set up for next week, which is going to be insane. I cannot wait for that. Just 10 out of 10 for episode 11 of this series. I cannot wait for the conclusion next week, and hopefully, you know, we get some more seasons of The World God Only Knows. You know, there's lots of manga material. I'm going to be catching up on the manga after this season ends, so I'll probably start reviewing those chapters or something. But hopefully we get some more animated, because I'm in love with this series. I can't get enough. Let me know what you thought of this episode. If there's anything you thought I missed, or you have any questions or comments, you know, anything, just, you know. And that's pretty much it, guys. Peace.